RoundPegg is a culture and engagement platform for all companies, and we live at the intersection of the individual and the collective. Our mission at RoundPegg is to combine psychology with technology to create a software platform that makes it easy for organizations to measure their actual culture, the values of their people, and to make data-informed changes about where they'd like to shift their culture, and to use web-based applications to ensure they hire, develop, engage their employees in alignment with the culture they wish to have. So here at WorldBlu, I don't need to talk about the importance of culture, really. We all here know that culture has a profound impact on your business's performance, on the productivity and satisfaction of your employees, on organizational profitability. Culture impacts the individual and the collective. Regardless of your product, your service, or your go-to-market strategy, you need engaged, motivated employees to make your company successful. And one of the single best ways to ensure that your people are just that, are engaged, are motivated, is to provide them with robust development that allows them to really grow as individuals and as employees in your company. Now, the problem is that the ROI on traditional employee development is abysmal. So there are a myriad of reasons for this, but one of the most fundamental reasons for that abysmal ROI is that most traditional development focuses on achieving business objectives. So ensure that Laura improves customer satisfaction by 10% in Q2, without incorporating the individual, who Laura is, and how she's wired and how she gets her work done. So for us at RoundPegg, it was really important to think about the individual. In the early days of RoundPegg, we stumbled across the same problem. We were working so hard to get our product out of the door that we missed the individual. We missed our people. So we really look to the body of literature that tells us how different people are. There are about 4 decades of personality research that tells us that our personal core values, my core values, your core values, are pretty well set by the time we hit adulthood and enter the work world. Not to say that you can't change. I always say I'm a psychologist, so if I thought you couldn't change, I'd probably be out of work. But statistically, we don't change that much away from our very most fundamental core values. And they're the single best predictor of our behavior on a daily basis. So it's important to understand who your people are. Since we're the culture company, we figured that we could take on the challenge of creating a development process that incorporated the individual and the collective to create a process that really fulfilled people and organizations on all levels. The RoundPegg's holistic development process is set up and designed to do just that. Now, we also knew that we had to make sure it was simple or it wouldn't survive in our fast-paced environment. So I'm going to share with you the 4 easy steps of the holistic development process so that you can perhaps incorporate it and make it your own. Step 1, the individual. You have to know your people. Now, it's difficult in a fast-paced environment, but make it simple for you. Identify the 3 to 5 core values that are most important to your people. You can do this in a whole variety of ways. We used our own technology. You can use different technologies out there. You can use focus groups. Bring your people together and ask them what's most important to them. We're not talking about measuring personality attributes. Those are complex. They tend to fluctuate over the course of someone's lifetime, even over the course of one's day. We're talking about very fundamental core values. Ask people what is most inherent to who they are, not who they want to be. You can do that using a survey. Gather a bunch of values off the internet, stick them in a survey monkey, and send it to your people. However you do it, figure out what are the 3 to 5 core values that matter to your people. Step 2, the collective. You need to identify the 3 to 5 goals that you need your individual people to achieve that will advance the strategic direction and the strategic plan of your company. So work with your employees, work with your managers. For whatever plan period you're looking at, if it's a quarter, if it's 6 months, identify the 3 to 5 goals that, if achieved, will do just that. Step 3, this is where the magic happens. The holistic development plan. You weave the two together. You need to weave the individual together with the collective. So in the case of Laura, I mentioned, she needed to increase customer satisfaction by 10%. Laura, one of her core values is being detail-oriented, paying attention to detail. So I can tell you at RoundPegg, that is not a commonly held value in our company. So we really love Laura, and we wanted her to be able to bring that value to the table and really be who she was in her work and add value to our organization by adding that attention to detail. So we married that with her goal of increasing customer satisfaction ratings by 10%. And she came up with creating an end-to-end customer support process that details out all the steps that our culture analysts take when supporting our customers and using our software to understand their culture, to make changes if necessary, and to make sure they're living their culture through their processes. She loved it. She came to work so fired up every day because she got to be who she was, and she fulfilled the goal. In fact, she exceeded the goal. So it's not very difficult. Keep it simple. 3 to 5 core values, 3 to 5 measurable goals. Pull them together to create a 3 to 5 point plan. This should be 1 page, right? Maybe 2. Step 4, bring it to life. None of this matters if it's a plan that sits on your desk and collects dust, right? So we use a 3-prong approach to bring our holistic development process to life. First, review, refine, and confirm your plan. We sit down with our individual people and their managers or their leaders and make sure everyone agrees on success. We don't leave the table till we've gotten there. It's not success unless we all agree that if it's accomplished, it'll be a win. Step 2, you need to live it every day. So we encourage all of our people to incorporate their development goals into their one-on-one meetings, whether they're meeting weekly or bi-monthly. They use a 3-point standing agenda. What's working with the plan? What's not working, so we can course correct? And where does this individual need more support to bring the plan to life, to make it real? And last, at the end of the plan period, you need to understand, did you get there, right? So look to see, were the goals achieved? They're measurable, so it should be very clear whether they were achieved or not. If they weren't, understand why and iterate. If they were achieved, start over again and create 3 to 5 new values. The RoundPegg holistic development process has had a profound impact on our employees and on our people, on all of us. It's increased satisfaction among all of us. It's increased our happiness. And it's allowed us to achieve all of our goals, mostly, ahead of schedule. We are all so unique as individuals. It's fundamental to who we are. And what's most important to us is that we understand who our people are, that we feel well understood in our roles and our work, and we feel supported and encouraged in what we do. So one of the best things that you can do for your people, for who they are, is to understand what makes them tick, to understand what's core to them, to intertwine it with what they need to accomplish, and to help them live it on a daily basis. Because at the intersection of the individual and the collective, everyone wins. Thank you.